Growing up in Jamaica, we would see images of our national heroes painted across school walls, on the money we use, and in different areas of our community. Imagery is crucial. It preserves culture and identity. It can be a universal communication. It can inspire, empower, represent, and remind us of things we may forget. Now, this artist, he decided to take it a bit further. He is recreating some of our national heroes and the national heroine, the only one so far, Nanny of the Maroons. Growing up, he stated that he didn't like the images of the national heroes, and his work is a bit more realistic. So he went about to create possibly the most realistic image of Nanny of the Maroons. We're going to speak about this image that you're looking at right now and then answer the question, is Nanny of the Maroons real or fictional? Let's get into it. Now, the painting you see right here of Nanny of the Maroons is created by Jamaican artist Kevin Robinson, and it is possibly the most realistic depiction of the legendary figure. Now, Robinson uses the known historical features of Nanny, we grew up seeing, and he portrays her as a strong older woman, fiercely determined to defend her people. Now, the background of the painting speaks to what it means to be a Maroon: fugitive, free, resilient. If you don't recognize it, it's the Blue Mountains in the background, the lush rolling hills of the Blue Mountain. Now, Maroon comes from the Spanish word cimarron, and it refers to runaway slaves who established independent settlements far from colonial powers. This painting encapsulates that powerful history with Nanny's resolute expression and the machete in hand, symbolizing her role as both a protector and a leader. So I want to think about this painting. Wanna like it? Tell us in the comments below. Now, though Nanny of the Maroons is our only national heroine so far, some people don't believe that she's real and thinks that make up story. But we should note that we don't have official documentation of some of our history. A lot of our history was through storytelling, oral accounts. Somebody hear a thing or them see a thing and them tell another person and it keeps going like that. We can't discount oral history in a time where we couldn't record our own history. But we're going to talk about Nanny of the Maroons, and you tell us at the end of the video whether or not you think she's real. Now, Nanny is an extraordinary figure in Jamaican history, leading some to question whether she truly existed. Despite being celebrated as a national heroine with her image gracing the Jamaican 500 note, there are those who still consider her a mythical figure. The lack of historical records surrounding Nanny has allowed folklore to thrive, further blurring the lines between legend and reality. However, oral accounts and Maroon history have preserved her legacy, cemented her as a symbol of resistance against British colonial rule. And talking about folklore, what's the most outrageous story you ever hear about Nanny? We would love to hear. Now, she was born in what is now called Ghana. It is believed that Nanny was brought to Jamaica as a slave, although some argue that she arrived as a free woman. She eventually escaped into the Blue Mountains, where she led the Windward Maroons in a guerrilla war against the British. Under her leadership, the Maroons inflicted severe losses on the British, using their knowledge of the land to outmaneuver their enemy in what became known as the First Maroon War. Now, we plan to do other videos on the wars, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned, like up and comment on the thing, alright? It's very exciting, some of these history. Sad, brutal, but thrilling to read about what actually happened. It sounds like a movie, and we can't wait to share it with you. We have to big up our ancestors as we're saying this because they have sacrificed so much and did so much. to make sure that today may free as we can be for some people. Some people still state that we're not free, but that's for another conversation. Let's continue. Now, Nanny's military strategy and rumored supernatural powers contributed to the Maroons' ability to remain undefeated for years. In the 1740s, the British, weary of the ongoing conflict, sued for peace. The resulting treaty granted 500 acres of land to Nanny and her followers, solidifying their freedom. This land, now known as Moortown or New Nanny Town, remains a Maroon settlement to this day, with its inhabitants celebrating the signing of the treaty as a significant moment in their history. The Maroon communities are not unique to Jamaica. Similar settlements emerge across the Americas, including in Brazil, Suriname, and parts of the US, all formed by African slaves who refuse to accept their captivity. But it is Nanny's village in the Blue Mountains, Nanny Town, that has become the heart of her legend. While Nanny is often associated with supernatural feats, like the tale of her catching bullets with her bare hands, her real accomplishments lie in her leadership, her military tactics, and her unwavering commitment to freeing her people from the grip of slavery. Though the British eventually captured and destroyed Nannytown in 1734, the legacy of the Maroons and their unyielding fight for freedom endure. Nanny's life and efforts led to the establishment of free communities that survived long after she left the earth, even as the British forces tried to dismantle them. Nanny was much more than a mythical figure. She was a warrior, a leader, and a protector of her people. Her elevation to the status of national hero in 1946, well, correction, 1976, was the result of a dedicated effort to ensure that her role in Jamaica's fight for freedom was recognized. Today, she remains the only female among Jamaica's national heroes, and her story continues to inspire. Nanny's refusal to engage with British overturns of peace shows her strength of character and unwillingness to compromise. She she viewed the British treaty as a sign of weakness, especially since the terms heavily favored the colonial rulers. Nevertheless, the Maroon community under her leadership remained strong and independent. Now, there's controversy about this. Some people are saying that Nanny was a traitor. We did a whole video on this, so we're going to link it below. While some research shows that Nanny did not agree with the treaty, it was, another Maroon. So we'll link the video so that you can watch it if you want. Now, to conclude, the Maroons' story is one of survival and resilience, and Nanny, with her larger than life spirit, is a central figure in that tale. The land she fought for and the people she led live on, not just in Jamaica, but across the world, in every descendant of those brave enough to get us freedom. What would life be if we didn't have figures like them? Now, a true story of resistance, freedom, and the enduring power of the human spirit that lives on long after the body drops out. Now that's it for now. Let us know if you like this content type by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and so forth. We can't wait to have more conversations about great historical figures who broke barriers, who stood up for what they believe in, and they did so we could. Sometimes we might get a bit more passionate and emotional about this because if you read history, as much as it is the past, the present would not exist without that past, and the future wouldn't be as more as powerful and beautiful and free if it wasn't for those who sacrificed and died for us. I know in the age of technology and social media and modernness, we sometimes tend to forget those who came before, those who gave up so much so that we could gain so much. We shouldn't forget it because, in the midst of depression and self doubt and everything that might work against us as humans, if we remember, then we will carry on. So that's it for now, guys. We hope you enjoyed this one. We have more coming your way in this series. Tell us what you think of Nanny of the Maroons. She real or she fictional? What you think?